You know, some people are fucking assholes. I'm sorry, that was bad language. No, I'm not sorry, but really, I mean, that's a good way to start it off. Some people are fucking assholes. Nobody's done anything to me directly. This is just kind of lately I've heard more than a few people talking about people doing some harsh things to them on YouTube, but whether it be hijacking their account names or just posting harsh shit on their videos, or just being plain ignorant or taking their videos and twisting them around, whatever a person's doing. People who are doing things to hurt other people's feelings on purpose. And you know who you are if you do it. A person who's doing something to harm another person is not ignorant about it, because we all have this inner voice that tells us when we're right and when we're wrong. And you might meet people who deny knowing what that is or having that, but I don't think that I have yet, because I think most people that I've talked to are aware when they've done something wrong, and they'll agree that there's a feeling you get. So when a person's a dick, you're bound to get repercussions from that one way or another, and eventually lose all your friends and just be a loner. And I think at that point, a lot of people just strike out when they've already lost everything and they have nothing better to do. They sit back and they troll on their computer, and they go onto YouTube and do things to hurt other people. But I wonder why. I mean, what is the big payoff by harassing someone digitally? What does a person get? What kind of an ego boost from, harshing another person? Now, I have some pretty strong moral values, but I have pretty strong self-esteem too. I mean, it takes a lot to hurt my feelings. I mean, you can say just about anything, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I've heard it all. But it doesn't mean that I'm not affected if someone I love says something that's important. But it's just if some random person says something, I'm not going to, really respect their opinion because they don't know me. And that's fine. That's their opinion. But some people don't really have anything constructive to say or any real opinions of their own. They just basically go off and insult another person's intelligence on the one little aspect they know, or pick out one thing a person said and use that quote against them, in some sense that it makes them feel superior, like they've called you out on some lie. And for a person who has a stronger will, it doesn't bother me as much, but I know there's a lot of people out there who are a little more sensitive, and it really gets to them, gets under their skin. And I know a lot of people have this opinion of, well, it's just the internet, that's just how it is, that's how blogs are, that's how people are. And that's the whole point, kind of why I made this video, because somebody else made a video similar, and it got me thinking about how not only do people do bad things to one another online and hurt their feelings, which is a big deal, but a lot of people tend to think, well, that's just the internet, that's how it is, and it's not how it is, because in society, when people do that in the workplace, they get fired. And when people do that to you out in public, they tend to have bigger problems, but, if you don't stand up to people who are bullies, even if they're cyber bullies, then the shit's just going to keep happening. So, when people say harsh, profane things to one another, they need to be called out on it. And I think what's happening is that a lot of people who are good people tend to be ignoring what they need to do to stand up for one another, while a lot of the people who are profane just continue on their little paths of glory and insult, and they get fed more and more off of people who do reply. So where do you stop? Where do you stop? Do you feed the trolls, or do you completely ignore them? What do you do? I don't know. There's got to be a balance somewhere where we can get rid of these assholes out here that and this isn't just online. Society's full of them. We're producing a new generation of assholes every 20 years, and it's I'm not going to say that the kids of today are actually worse. A lot of them are more rude, it seems like, but I don't generalize, because I'm an older generation and I don't know what kids are really like at school. I do have a teenager who tells me what it's like in high school, And but I can relate. But it just sounds like about like high school when I was a kid. And things really changed. Things don't really change that much. People don't really change that much. But the internet's changed people's attitudes, and I think that the way people behave online is reflected strongly in the way society behaves. And if I can say one more thing, when you are out in society, out in public, like outside of your home, put your phone away and put your fucking iPod away and look people in the eye. And if anybody's watching this video and you're one of those people that just looks at your damn phone all day, I mean, I understand. You know, that's great. Technology's awesome. But look at people when they walk by you. Look people in the eye and say hi and smile. People don't do that enough anymore, and it's really getting kind of bad, you know. It's almost like people are so separated in their own worlds that they can't insult one another. It's like you can walk by somebody on the street and like text them and be like, "You suck. I don't like your jacket." Anyway, just some thoughts. I hope people can change their attitudes towards one another, because it's really a great place to live in this world if you get past fucking judgments and egotism. Much love.